If you don't understand how the process is working behind the veil, a lot of the times you can get lost in the process. We are multidimensional beings, and even in our thought processes are multidimensional, and our minds also have the capability of quantum entangling with information out in the universe and other places, even other dimensions. That's real, peer-reviewed science. We now are coming to the understanding that the mind is encapsulating a multi-dimensional stream of consciousness that's entangled other places in the entire universe and in higher dimensions. That's huge. That means that you can get information from almost anywhere. Sometimes you come up with a great idea, you're like, this is a great idea. But what really happened is you downloaded that idea. That information already existed. You happen to match the same frequency of that information, and you were able to encapsulate it, download it, and then you were the one blessed enough to actually discern it. That's why when you come up with good ideas, you shouldn't just go, oh, this is a great idea, and then forget all about it in the next 5 minutes and walk away and don't even write it down, don't think about it anymore. Because the miracle that you were able to get that tidbit of information, download it, and actually discern it and recognize it as a probability is amazing. And you could be one of maybe only a few people, maybe even in the universe that happened to at that particular moment with that particular information. We're living in a holographic universe made of waves of light and frequency and vibration, and every atom is operating or vibrating at a specific frequency. We are really living in a conscious matrix, a matrix made of light. So the movie has a lot of real good correlations to this. It's really amazing. This conscious matrix, we're living in a creation that is artificially intelligent or divinely intelligent, and that has the capability of running software programs, then allowing spiritual beings to inhabit coding, like inhabit an avatar body, like I'm inhabiting this avatar body right now. This body is not really me. Who am I? Right? Who am I? Who's me? I'm Billy Carson. Well, so let's look at this matrix a little bit. Where do you find the matrix? Well, the matrix itself, and even the movie, they got that name from the Bible. The term matrix, that actually comes from the Bible. 5 Bible results for the matrix from the King James Version. Exodus 13:12. Thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that openeth the matrix, and every firstling that cometh of the beast which thou hast, the male shall be the Lord's. And Exodus 13:15. And it come to pass that the Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of the beast. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all that openeth the matrix, being males, but the firstborn of all my children are redeemed. But what is this matrix that they keep talking about, this being born? What is this being born that they're talking about? I mean, you just look at it, every single one is basically saying the same exact thing. When you really analyze these verses, you begin to understand that what the writer is trying to tell you is that there's 2 realities. One reality, what you're living in, which is artificial. In other words, it's this programming code, it's this coded reality. And then to get to the true reality, you have to be born. You have to be born. In other words, you have to come out of the womb. You have to awaken. And that's really what it is raising yourself to a higher level of consciousness. What does the matrix mean in the Bible? It's the translation of the Hebrew word rechem, which means womb. The matrix is a womb. And what does a womb do? It births. And openeth, meaning that which opens. So the phrase means that which opens the womb. So we're talking about giving birth. So when you exit the matrix, according to the Bible, you're being born again. You're being born into a higher level of thought, a higher level of consciousness. You're becoming aware of what's really happening, what's really going on. You're now gaining another level of awareness. I believe that the human consciousness is coming in from higher dimensions and streaming down and then being encapsulated into this mind. Once you actually understand it, you realize that you're just a digit. Being in this body is like being a digit on a radio channel, right? A radio station. So in other words, if I own a radio station and I'm broadcasting out radio signals, and people are picking up these signals, 99.1, 99.2, 99.3, and so forth and so on, I could be 99.1. That's the frequency that I've encapsulated from the universal consciousness. You're 99.2, that person 99.3. And so our avatars are tuned to these specific frequencies. We're picking up these frequencies, we're animating these bodies, and we're operating. Now, the thing about these bodies, these avatars, they come with programming code built in. They come with RNA, they come with DNA. We know this for a fact. They're just simple science that our bodies store 15 to 20 generations of epigenetic memories. We come in here hard-coded with memories and information from ancestors in our body that's very hard to escape. Another thing that's interesting about our reality is in this third dimension, what we're considering to be solid matter is not really solid matter at all. So we're living in this illusory state of being in the third dimension where solid matter really only is solid based off of the illusions from a hologram projected from our own mind. Let me explain further. In physics, they found out that everything that exists in the third dimension exists as a wave. Waves of what? Waves of light. We can't see them because we only see a small percentage of the light spectrum, but they are waves of light. And that means everything exists as waves. All particles, atoms, everything, quarks, leptons, they all exist as waves of light. What happens is when a conscious observer or consciousness interacts with those waves, they collapse those waves into solid matter.